your host, Dr. Wolfula, and when I'm not giving out trips to the Bahamas to people I'm seeking revenge against, I'm here at Camp October RiffViewing movies. In this video, we're going to be continuing the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise, but first I want to check in on Ghoulash over the Viewcom and find out how things are going over at Camp October's Site B on Blood Island.
We arrived on Blood Island, but just barely, sir.
Canoeing over here resulted in some honestly expected casualties.
We lost some campers?
Yeah, no shit, we lost some campers.
The canoes were held together with Scotch tape.
Duct tape is expensive, and it should have held together for at least one trip.
Well, we got lost in an eerie, thick fog. We just kept paddling for hours with no land in sight.
Then I heard some blood-curdling screams as one of the other canoes was pulled into the lake.
Yeah, I probably should have mentioned the nightly blood fog.
Yeah, it would have been nice to know about that. I told the campers in a panic to paddle as fast as their little arms could.
And we eventually made it to the safety of Blood Island.
Not long after, the capsized canoe washed onto shore, but it was empty except for blood and claw marks.
That's good. We didn't have to go looking for a missing canoe then.
Sir, 5 kids are probably dead right now.
They probably just wanted to take a swim. They'll turn up eventually. You gotta stop being paranoid. Camp October is the safest unaccredited summer camp in the county.
Whatever, I'm gonna get the cabin set up and hopefully keep the remaining kids alive for the rest of the night.
Excellent. Keep me posted. Camp October is going even better than it did last year, and last year went amazingly. Well, it's time for another tale by the campfire as I RiffView I Know What You Did Last Summer's even more rushed sequel, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Released in 1998 with one of the dumbest fucking titles for a horror movie ever. It's good to know he didn't forget what they did last summer. Kevin Williamson, the writer of the first film, was too busy writing The Faculty and developing his TV projects to write the sequel to I Know What You Did Last Summer. And Williamson probably also just didn't give a shit about the first movie, especially since it wasn't his original creation to begin with. So instead, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer was written by Trey Calloway, whose only credits as a writer before this film were 5 episodes of Timon and Pumbaa. Hey, they were good episodes, though.
Timon and Pumbaa!
Jim Gillespie, the director of the first I Know What You Did Last Summer, despite having no other projects lined up for 5 years, declined to helm the sequel after reading the script. Definitely says something. So instead, the sequel was directed by Danny Cannon, director of Judge Dredd. Sylvester Stallone's best movie if you've only watched Judge Dredd.
I am the law!
Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. did hesitantly return to star in the sequel, but the experience was so bad, they swore off of appearing in another horror movie until they ran out of options and returned for the Legacy sequel 25 plus years later. All of this to say, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer is really bad, and here's my RiffView. But first I have a message from my sponsor, me. Pledge to my Patreon today to support the channel and help it continue to grow, and you'll also get access to weekly movie nights every Sunday, and archive commentaries if you miss the movie nights live. Just $5 a month to get a movie night every week. Here are the movies I'll be streaming next Sunday. Pledge to patreon.com/Dr. Wolfula if you're interested in my bonus streams, and I thank you in advance. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer opens with Julie James entering a church confessional, surprisingly not confessing her sins against the craft of acting in the first movie.
I killed a man, but it was an accident.
Bitch, you didn't kill anybody. You were just in the car. The guy turned out to not be dead and tried to get revenge. Why are you still feeling guilty about this?
Deal with it, you know? Finally say his name. Ben Willis.
Speaking of Ben Willis, though, he neither forgives nor forgets.
I know what you did last summer.
And Julie's class is definitely not going to forget her cringy outbursts. Amid a riveting college courtyard hacky-sack match, Julie's orbiter, Will Benson, rushes to console her after Julie's latest outburst. Will Benson? Will Benson? There's something odd about that name, but I can't quite place it.
I had another dream, Will.
The one in the shower?
No, in the church.
The sequel very quickly retcons the ending of the first movie as just being a dream, when it should have made the whole first movie just a dream.
Look, thanks for talking. You're good to me, you know that?
I'll see you later.
After Julie finishes leading Will on, she gets a surprise visit from her long-distance boyfriend Ray, who quickly looks for some reassurance that he isn't being cuckolded.
What is that guy?
Oh, that's Will. He's a friend, you'd like him.
Alright, he's definitely getting cuckolded.
Yeah.
Despite Ray driving 14 hours from North Carolina to Boston to take Julie home to Southport,
Ray, I can't.
Julie quickly rebuffs Ray, pulling the old trauma card to get out of spending time with Ray, and he doesn't take this so well.
You need your space from Crokerland, and probably from me too.
angrily deciding to just drive back home 14 hours. Yeah, Ray probably should have just discussed this over an email. In her apartment, Julie looks wistfully at a screenshot from the first movie of her fallen friend Helen, rubbing her hand on Sarah Michelle Gellar's open clam before Julie goes to bed at 1 in the afternoon. 10 hours later, Julie awakens to the sound of the front door closing, and she grabs her trusty nightstand knife, which she usually uses to slice ham in bed, but this time she's planning to cut a turkey. Julie follows the sound of jump scare music to her open closet, only to be greeted by the screams of her roommate Carla, played by Brandy Norwood, the Matthew Broderick of R&B music.
Look, I just wanted to borrow your black skirt, but I'm not ready to die for it.
After taking the knife out of her crazed white roommate's grip, Carla insists on hanging out at the club with said crazed white roommate.
Now I'm working at the club tonight, and you Dancer Queen are coming with me.
And it's here where we meet Carla's boyfriend Tyrell. I know a Tyrell, but he cut the throats of his parole board, so he's not getting out of prison for a long time.
Do me a favor, ask Julie to dance.
Carla's too busy working to dance with Tyrell, so he's willing to settle for dancing with some white bitch.
Want to dance?
Say yes. No means yes. Don't listen to her.
Well, hopefully dancing will be the only non-consensual thing happening in this club tonight.
Have you seen my people dance? I mean, we do the mouth thing, snap the fingers.
Hey, that's true. White people do dance like that. It's so lame.
What do you know? Will Benson looking fine.
Speaking of lame white people, Will arrives at the club and immediately insists on getting Julie, a 19-year-old, drunk.
You want to get a drink?
Yeah.
But Julie's seeing another guy, thinking that Ben has returned when she just ends up bumping into Benson.
Hey.
Ben's son. There's just something about that name that doesn't sit right with me.
I'm really sorry, Will, but I've got to go home.
Julie sleeps for another 10 hours and awakens the next day to Carla conveniently receiving a call from a local radio DJ asking Carla a question in exchange for a prize.
This is Mark in the Morning from Magic 96.7 radio station. I hope you remember your geography, Carla, because all you have to do to win is tell me the capital of Brazil.
Well, that's easy. It's Brasilia. Everyone knows that. But these two dumb bitches answer Rio de Janeiro.
Rio de Janeiro!
Just yes! Magic 96.7.
Wait, I guess Rio is the capital of Brazil. Oh, I look like such a fucking idiot now. Carla wins 4 tickets to the Bahamas, and Julie's guest is a no-brainer, and, well, is himself a no-brainer. Ray, who gives all fishermen unrealistic beauty standards.
Bahamas.
It would be a great chance for us to just hang out for the weekend. Swimming and, well,
Erotic purring aside, since Freddie Prinze Jr. wanted to be in this movie as little as possible, Ray is unreasonably upset that Julie would want to go on a free trip to the Bahamas instead of going on a free trip to bumblefuck North Carolina.
You can go away with your college friends, but you can't go away with me.
God, it's the Bahamas. Free.
I don't think I can make it up.
And Ray immediately regrets his dismissive tone once the bad writing wears off.
Fuck it, man. You gotta go.
Stupid. Yes, stupid.
But that doesn't matter because Ray proposes to his best friend Dave. This movie is so progressive.
Thanks, but I'll need a little time to think about it.
Instead of calling Julie to let her know he's joining her on the Bahamas trip after all, Ray decides to blindly take another 14-hour drive up to Julie to tell her in person. Saves on the phone bill. And this time, Ray has some company in the form of budget Sean Penn.
And I made up my mind!
I like what I'm hearing. Ray stops the truck when he sees a body in the road and decides he's done enough hit and runs for a lifetime, but doesn't find anything suspicious about the victim wearing a slicker on a clear day, with Freddy finding somebody with acting more wooden than his as Dave deep throats a hook. Not what Dave was hoping to gag on tonight. Commandeering Ray's truck, the killer tries to run over the young fisherman, who does a spazzy twirl for some reason, and Ray has to make a choice of which truck he'd rather be run over by, reluctantly choosing neither. While Ray is dying in a ditch, Julie is disappointed with him yet again and has to face even more disappointment in the form of Will as her travel date, a human consolation prize. Well, I guess at least she won't be the whitest person on this trip anymore. Will acts like a giant wuss on the flight.
You would have a better chance of getting hit by lightning.
Hi, planes get hit by lightning.
There's no way this guy could secretly be a killer. He's too big of a pussy. James Cameron Cameron better sue these bitches. On the boat, Tyrell is either vomiting or sucking a dick just off screen.
Don't hold back, let it out. Just watch the boat.
The gang finally arrives at the Bahamas, and it looks a lot more like Mexico. But alright, sure, this is the Bahamas.
My name is Derek, and I will be at your service for the duration of your stay, ladies.
Forget Derek here. This place could really use Captain Fun.
This is a job for Captain Fun!
Upon entering the Tower Bay Resort, the gang runs into a dreaded-out Jack Black either trying to sell them drugs or telling them he shit and came in his pants.
I got some back guano. I got the cream jeans. Listen, anything you guys need, Titus got.
Jack Black decided to go uncredited for this movie, and I don't see why. This is probably the least embarrassing performance of his career.
Listen, if you need some weed, I'll get with you later.
In the hotel, the gang meets the manager of the establishment, Mr. Brooks, played by Jeffrey Combs.
Let's roll out the red carpet. Our contest winners are finally here.
Who's upset he didn't get the starring role in Falling Down?
That's 201, 202. Scrabble and Parcheesi in the lounge.
Scrabble and Parcheesi? I know where I'm headed first on this vacation. Checking into their rooms, the gang also meets the hotel's porter, Estes.
Yeah, well, we won a competition.
And what did you have to do?
Guess the capital of Brazil.
Rio, baby.
Rio being the capital of Brazil still doesn't seem right to me.
His friend was killed out on the highway by somebody named Ben Willis.
Meanwhile, Ray is in a coma at the hospital, and I'm sure the doctors will strongly consider removing his feeding tube once they find out he doesn't have insurance, but Ray escapes in the night before the hospital can bill him. Back at the hotel, it's just the two bulls, Will and Tyrell, entering what they think is an empty bar because they couldn't afford extras for this movie.
You boys lost?
Oh wow, a human being.
This human being is Nancy the bartender, and after finishing reading her lines in the script, she happily takes some orders.
How about some ID? Kidding.
I think I smell man trouble.
No, not anymore. I shot him.
I hope that means she shot the writer of this movie. When Julie and Carla arrive, Carla is excited to see a karaoke machine.
Ooh, karaoke. Perfect.
But because they didn't pay her extra to sing for this movie, Carla insists that Jennifer Love Hewitt sing instead, whose single for this film, How Do I Deal, reached number 5 on the charts in New Zealand and number 8 in Australia.
I was petrified.
Julie ends up singing I Will Survive, and oh, I get it. It's because she's a survivor girl. That's really cute, I guess. What isn't cute is that Julie finds out that somehow even the karaoke machine knows her terrible secret.
You did something to the screen, I swear to God, it said...
Was that all in Julie's mind, or did the killer somehow know she would use a karaoke machine and hack that message into it? Who can say for sure, but one thing is certain. This film's writing is absolutely terrible.
Where you going? Julie!
Julie finds what she fears could be terrible writing in her room, but it's really just Will surprising her with shards of broken glass. How thoughtful.
This is so sweet. I'm sorry.
I scared you. I crossed the line.
When he realizes Julie isn't in a suspicious white guy sneaking up on her mood at the moment, Will takes his leave to play Parcheesi alone in the lounge. All the while, Carla is bouncing up on Tyrell's lap. I'm not totally sure, but I think this is sex. Elsewhere, the hotel's dockhand Derek is tying up boats only to face the last thing you'd want to see alone on a dark night. Jack Black! Ah!
It's a kick-ass party on the mainland. I'm saying we take the boat and get jiggy with it.
They did 20 takes and that was the best one.
No.
While Jack Black gets jiggy with it by himself, Derek slips into the water, thinking Jack Black has come to his rescue, only to find a more welcome sight.
Hey man, give me a hand, would you?
Back in the States, Ray, in a sling, calls Julie for a change, trying to warn her of the danger she's in. But this is a horror movie. The phones are probably out. Or just nobody's answering the phone. Looks like Ray has a 20-hour trip to the Bahamas ahead of him. Back at the hotel, Olga the maid is for some reason doing housekeeping after midnight, but as she soon discovers, yeah, this guest is gonna need some more towels. If you're doing back shots, you gotta do it somewhere more private, man. That's better. Speaking of a couple that needs to find a room, Tyrell and Carla are going at it in the jacuzzi.
You see my hair tie?
But like usual, Carla looks for any reason she can not to fuck this dude.
Don't get feisty.
It's too late for all that. We're miles away from anybody, so nobody can hear you scream.
Yeah, I'm sure this is the kind of thing Tyrell says to every woman he's alone with. The couple's brief intimacy is interrupted by the one dude Carla would want to fuck less.
No water sports after midnight. That's hotel policy.
That's gonna be bad news for R. Kelly.
Oh, it's all good. And believe me, it is all good.
So does Jack Black just live at this hotel? While Jack Black watches, Carla and Tyrell resume making out, only to be interrupted by an even creepier white guy.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, he definitely just pissed in the jacuzzi. Meanwhile, Julie is showering her beautiful naked body when she hears a noise and puts on a robe drenched in her moisture, leaving little to the imagination. And Julie is too distracted by her missing toothbrush to immediately notice the jump scare music.
Where in the hell's my toothbrush?
But she opens up her closet to the horrifying sight of nothing. Oh, and the mutilated corpse of Oomba Makumba. Back at the pool, the rest of the gang are having a splash fight. Tyrell is having a good time even if he's not fucking Carla.
It's happening again.
Jeffrey Combs checks Julie's closet for monsters, but there's not a Sully or Mike in sight.
I knew you people were gonna be trouble.
You people? What does he mean by you people? Desperate to leave the island, the manager tells Julie calling the mainland is a waste of time.
Phones went down a few minutes ago.
It's dead.
Duh.
Get her ass, Jeffrey, get her ass. Elsewhere, Estes the Porter is doing some suspicious voodoo shit because this movie has a Scooby-Doo-ass mystery, and Estes burns Julie's toothbrush. Hey, that costs like $1.
Blood of the young.
I know what you're asking. What's Jack Black up to right now? And the answer is almost always sitting on a couch and getting high. But the killer intrudes on this bake session by stabbing Jack Black's second favorite jerk-off hand before the killer finally titty fucks Black with a pair of shears. Savage as fuck! Back on the mainland, Ray takes a late-night walk to an adult bookstore, but it's closed. So instead he goes to the pawn shop to buy a gun, pawning off his engagement ring to Detective Flass over here.
Is you loaded? No. Loaded.
Better give him the bullets or else you'll get shot. Back at sunny Tower Bay, the gang is tuckered out from last night's cuddle party, but Tyrell, like usual, is a party pooper.
Hey, Julie, you see any dead bodies out there? How about Freddy or Jason or somebody?
Man, I wish Freddy or Jason was in this. That'd be so much cooler.
Yeah, but you don't have to be an asshole about it.
Because of bad writing, the gang arbitrarily needs to split up.
Hey, you know what? Why don't you guys go find yourself something to do?
So Carla forces Tyrell to hang out with some weird white dude he just met while the ladies work out in the resort's poorly lit gym, where Carla decides to leave Julie alone in a tanning bed and... Oh, God, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. Carla does some snooping in the laundry room and discovers why there wasn't any housekeeping this morning. Well, she's looking a lot better than Mabel. The fellas aren't in any more luck finding help around here. The place is dead. Well, at least he looks comfortable. Who isn't going to be so comfortable is Julie, who's zip-tied into her tanning bed. But in a situation like this, you really can't panic. Okay, she's panicking. But the gang arrived at Julie's rescue, and instead of just unplugging the machine first, they go caveman and bash it open with a dumbbell. The manager is not going to be happy about this destruction of resort property. Okay, I guess he's got some bigger problems on his mind. Julie picks the perfect spot out in the middle of the rain to finally tell her friends why she's been such a psycho bitch this whole trip.
He's gonna kill us one by one! Ooh! Ben Willis!
What you talking, Ben Willis?
Estes! That's exactly who it is!
Tyrell isn't convinced and figures it's old Porter Estes behind these killings and grabs a crowbar to fuck an old man up. Meanwhile, on a rain-soaked bus, Ray just had a killer case of diarrhea. One of those situations where you feel like you lost 10 pounds. Make sure to drink plenty of water on long road trips. In Estes' voodoo hut, the gang finds their missing cherished items, like Carla's hair tie, Julie's toothbrush, and Tyrell's lucky jar of teeth.
Voodoo.
Because of poor writing, the fellas decide to leave the gals in the lobby because it's safer, I guess.
Why can't we come with you?
Because it's safer here, right?
And it's near the globe in the lobby that Julie is brutally attacked with knowledge.
Brasilia. That's the capital of Brazil.
I knew Brasilia was the capital. I fucking knew it. And while doing that thing where she spazzily holds out her arms, Julie realizes this whole trip was actually a trap that only worked because these characters are dumb as hell.
We didn't even answer the radio question right. This whole thing was a setup.
So wait, Ben Willis bought these people a trip to the Bahamas just to try to kill them? Well, I gotta run people over more often. Maybe I can get some tickets to Cancun. In another Ray update, he nicely asks a captain to borrow a ship.
I need to get to Tower Bay Island.
We're closed.
Then not so nicely.
I'm looking for a boat.
Wait, don't you own a boat, Ray? I guess the 20-hour bus ride over to Florida was too tempting.
Pretty wife. 2 little ones.
On a pleasant walk through the rain, Estes reveals that Ben Willis not only worked at the Tower Bay Resort, Willis also raised a family here until he supposedly murdered his wife for seeing another man like a white OJ. In the graveyard every resort has, the gang discovers the Willis family plot, and it looks like Julie's gonna be neighbors.
I'm not gonna die on this island! Do you hear me?
There she goes again with that fucking arm thing. Why does Ben Willis specifically hate Julie so much anyway? She barely participated in what happened to Ben. Ray drove the fucking car. At least she showed some remorse.
Where did Estes go?
Whatever. Will decides to ditch the group in search of Estes. I guess because he always wanted an old black man as a friend. But Estes has enough friends. The rest of the gang head into the resort's pantry because it'll be less likely they can escape, and they find within a rat looking for another chef to pilot like a Megazord. Oh, and Nancy, she's always a hit.
Look, I'm sorry, but you could have been the one doing all this.
And so could you.
I've never seen a dead body before.
I thought she shot a guy before. What else was a lie, Nancy?
All I know is that this is the worst vacation of my whole life.
No, not Tyrell. He was this close to finally getting laid. He never once got to nut this whole trip. The 3 gals escape to the safety of the resort's top floor where they can easily be cornered, and this puts Carla in the killer's sights. Luckily, the bed and shards of glass break her fall. Speaking of which, fleeing the killer, Carla continues to break the glass ceiling for women in horror movies. Don't worry, Flashlight Squad is on their way to save the day and attempt to unlock the padlocked door between them and Carla. Is John Woo nearby? Julie thinks quick and grabs an axe, ultimately opting to let Carla in through a broken window to add to the shards of glass already embedded in Carla. The ladies retreat to the nearby storm shelter, where it'll be easier to corner them, and hey, the killer put all the dead bodies in one spot. Makes things easier for the cops, and Will arrives with a 2x4, the ultimate weapon. While Nancy and Carla search for a first aid kit for Will,
We need to find a first aid kit.
it turns out Julie's the one who's going to be needing first aid.
It's not my blood, Julie.
As Will was the fake radio DJ who set Julie up on this death trip.
96.7. It's time for you to contemplate the ultimate quickie getaway.
And I'd listen to his radio show. Kevin Williamson doesn't write the sequel, and they just end up ripping off the twist of Scream with the boyfriend being the killer. Truly inspired creative choice.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Meanwhile, Estes has a harpoon through his chest, and he figures that if he's gonna die, he's gonna take somebody with him, and the killer happily obliges Estes' final wish. Luckily for Carla, her continued clumsiness around glass saves her from certain death. Elsewhere, like usual, Julie is being a total drag, and it's in the cemetery where Will drops a bombshell.
Tell me why.
You'll get it! Will Benson? Ben's son!
Ben Willis? Will is Ben's son? Oh my god, it was there the whole time. It's genius. Wait, so does that mean Will's full name is Will Willis? That's retarded.
Hi, Dad.
Oh, whatever. Will's daddy Ben arrives to finally put an end to all this, but not if Ray has anything to say about it.
Let it go.
Think about it, boy. You're no killer.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense at all for Ray to be a killer. It would be too stupid. Wait, Ray rode a bus and stole a boat, and he didn't take a moment to find out if the gun he bought worked? This guy's the king of wasting time. And after he rightfully gets the shit beaten out of him, Will and Ben prepare to execute Ray. But Ray gives Ben something to really want revenge over, with Ben losing another one of his children. Always practice hook safety, kids. Gun safety, though, you don't have to worry about that.
Fucking die!
Well, at least he's buried next to his wife and daughter. Really saves time. In the morning, Julie and Ray are finally enjoying their vacation. But, like usual, the Coast Guard have to ruin things. And, oh, thank God, Carla's alive.
Anyone ask? Let's not tell him it rained the whole time, okay?
Yeah, the rain really was the worst part of this trip. An indeterminate amount of time later, Julie bought a home with Ray. Being a fisherman in your early 20s really pays, I guess. And like usual, Julie goes straight to bed while Ray is positively deep-throating his electric toothbrush.
I love this thing.
A noise startles Julie, though, and the bloody footprints leading from one of her windows is only mildly disconcerting. But it's nothing to lose your shit over. It's something to lose your life over. The ending of this movie was another dream as revealed by the 2025 I Know What You Did Last Summer, but I especially wish that whole fucking movie was a dream. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer is a bad, cheesy slasher movie, but I think I might actually like it better than the first movie, believe it or not. The original film was based on a book with a cool concept surrounding its guilt trip mystery that got stripped away into mostly being a dumb slasher movie. But the first flick still tried to be something more than a basic slasher movie and failed. So the mystery sucked, and there were barely any kills.
What are you waiting for?
The sequel, on the other hand, is just a purely dumb slasher movie with no higher aspirations, so the slasher elements get to shine through a little better. The sequel is still an extremely stupid flick, but it's kinda more entertaining to me, despite that. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure. I give I Still Know What You Did Last Summer a dreadhead Jack Black out of a bled dead Jack Black.
You're living your life in fear, bro. It's time for your passage into manhood.
Speaking of island getaways, let's check in on Ghoulash over the Viewcom at Blood Island. How are things over there?
We're getting seriously hammered by a storm over here. It's like a goddamn hurricane or something.
Really? It's dry over here across the lake.
Good for you! The wind swept one of the campers away and another camper got crushed by a tree.
Why are you inside right now?
You forgot to give me the keys to the cabin. The windows have bars over them.
Yeah, that makes them perfectly stormproof.
Sir, you gotta send help over here. We're all going to die.
Ah, he cut out. I meant to tell Ghoulash the keys to the cabins are underneath the doormats, but I'm sure he'll figure it out. This video is made possible through the pledges of my Patreon supporters, and I'd like to give a very special thanks to the kind folks pledged to my shoutouts tier. All of their support on Patreon means a lot to me, and it helps my dark influence continue to grow. If you liked this video, like it, and if you loved it, click the subscribe and bell buttons for more videos. Be sure to also keep in touch by following me on social media at Dr. Wolfula. While I still have your attention, consider pledging to my Patreon to support the channel and get bonus content like private movie night streams with me and credits in my videos. Consider pledging at patreon.com/Dr. Wolfula. Also, check out official Dr. Wolfula merch on tpublic.com/user/Dr. Wolfula. Thanks for watching. Dr. Wolfula signing out.